Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, I'm recording this. This is after a workout. Um, so yeah, I don't know if my hair looks good enough or anything like that. But I like to make this video about living with a low intelligence score, I think. One of the things that I might be lucky with is how I can plan my whole household or workouts in like a convenient way. Of course, I know when you have to work that is totally different. So at times I'm like, I do have a lot of respect for people when they work out and yet they still need to work a full day and stuff like that. And then even the household, sometimes it'd be like, how will you manage? But yeah, I guess that's one of those positive things or luxury things that I would consider like. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that anyone would like to sign up for living that way. Of course, because sometimes life feels a little empty, or it feels like why am I living, or what's my purpose, and what's the story here. And then I've made a TikTok account and of course this YouTube account, because actually that's a funny story as well. Prior to this, I think sometimes I've been moments gone away from YouTube. I think I had previous accounts where it's been like, you guys know. I don't like really to talk about that because yeah, it's not really what you want. You don't want your account to go down. But as it goes, then you've done some things where it's not according to the rules and stuff like that. And so that's basically the whole thing, the whole catch about it. Everything has to be from the library of the platform itself, and here and there sometimes you can be fortunate and lucky, and but there's a lot of times people where it's not negotiable, and then they just your content just doesn't go through, At least that's how that is in this country, the Netherlands. I can't really have an opinion about the other countries. They might have different rules with platforms for what you can post and what you cannot post. But in the Netherlands, it's like most stuff that I'm trying to upload is either gonna be from the library itself, from the platform, or once in a while you'll be lucky, as I said. And yeah, that's how it works. But back to the story on living with a low intelligence score. People may perhaps even wonder at times, like, but hey, you can even post content and such, and you're not bad at that or something. Perhaps people could think that. I don't know. It's just when it comes to computer stuff, I'm quite alright on how I'm doing. But then again, my family member is really good at that stuff as well, so I've learned a lot from him as well. But yeah, that's just how things are. And sometimes I just hope that it might lead me somewhere, but don't we all hope that at times? I bet I'm not the only one ever out there. But for me, the main reason is because with this low intelligence score, I don't know what to think. I don't know what choices to make sometimes. But I know that for a fact when it comes to jobs or other things, it's like I'd be sure that it mostly would be becoming a cleaner, which is also logical, I suppose, and not that strange or something in this type of situation. But like I say, I'm not the only one who would be like, oh, let's try and have something for myself or something like that when it comes to it. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of looking into the whole fact of trying to make more instant premieres, as you guys know. And I'm hoping that it might become really good and that people might even find me and then be there with the premiere moment. I know that I will be there then myself with the premiere moment, so that I'll be able to see and watch the chat and watch when people have questions or when they want to say something, or if they talk with people themselves in the chat. That's also cool with me because, as I was already mentioning in a different video, there's one channel that I always follow and I'm always there for her premieres, but I'm there for the chat, for the people in it. So those things happen, and that's what's cool about YouTube, if you ask me. It's just a nice platform to build up a community or to, interact with people in a most safest way, I think. And especially, when you're living that kind of way. To be fair, I don't have friends either, or such, like not friends that would like visit or something like that in life. So I think it then be logical for me to be on these platforms like TikTok and YouTube and just invest my time once in a while in making content and just having fun with that. Nothing wrong about it, I think. But yeah, it's always gonna be interesting whether it will become really good with these instant premieres. I hope so, you guys. Always thinking of what to think or what to post, though, that will be another thing. But it would be nice if you guys just put in some subjects in the chat log or in the comment section, because it's always welcome, you guys. And like I've mentioned, this will be in the podcast series, which also is going to mean, by the way, you guys, that videos like these will also be posted up as a audio version as well, because personally I feel like that's probably something nice to be thinking about. Podcasts in themselves are usually audio, but lately there's even podcasts with video versions. So I kind of like to try and make it both, as in, so it means one video will contain the same thing, but it will be like an audio version and like this, like the video version. So that's what I will be thinking of doing, and I hope that it will work out, because as I've mentioned before, most of my content that I'm doing, lots of it will be by the library itself from the platform, or most of the time you will be lucky in itself if it's, just getting through. Most of what I'm posting is from CapCut Schablons, and I also have next to that UCut as a program. What I always do is I use UCut with videos like these, and I'll be editing always things in there. I can edit probably about whatever I even want, because that program is amazing, by the way. It's easy to use, and that's what I like a lot about it. And that's the whole main thing and main reason why you guys finally will see right now that in my videos I will still be having all those tags, and yet it will pop up as a live premiere video for a moment. And that's what I like about it, like literally it's just, when you go really live, you just, you're live, you're there, but you don't have any tags in it. So this is what I like a lot about this new option, and next to that, it's even more great that I can make podcasts this way, because I will be doing that once this is completed. It will be in a podcast list, and so that's amazing, because then my channel will even have more things popping up that way. And so I totally love that, and it's really nice to figure this thing out even more on that kind of way. And I just don't know where it will take me in my life. I just know one thing. You guys, like I've mentioned, I think in some other video, I think you guys know about Kelly Clarkson, the talk show. So that's always on YouTube as well, right? And I just love things like that. To me, it makes sense. But it makes probably sense because it's like, when I would go back to the whole point about the life path number stuff, then yeah, journalist, you know what I mean? It might just look a little bit like that, like being a journalist, because when you're an interviewer in a talk show, it's almost the same kind of thing, in my opinion. So no wonder that I totally think that's very awesome, because I think it is. But yeah, it's just crazy how life changed for me in certain ways, because getting help right now is probably also for the best, and I just hope it will make everything better, as certain things are always gonna be tough or difficult, I think. But that's life, I guess, and everyone's going through that. As always, though, it's like, I hope that you're walking the right path. So I hope the same thing for myself, because along with the fact of having a low intelligence score, it's like, yeah, God and Jesus, okay? Yeah, it's important to really have faith, I think, and really rely on that as well. I mean, what else can I say? Because it's not simple, and it never will be. That's for sure. But I guess it's just, for me, it's like, I've been older than 18 years old, and that's when I only found out about having a low intelligence score. So I think I was 21 years old, or like 22 years old, and then I had found out about that. And it was when driver's lessons didn't go as they should have, and I guess I can be glad that I found out right now. I don't want to think about how it is when people find out way back when. I mean, I hear stories like that, that's for sure. But figuring something like that out when you're 30 years old or even older or whatsoever, I don't know, I can't imagine going through that, because it's a whole lot worse, because you'll be sitting there and you think to yourself like, oh my gosh, I've been living this life, but I always thought to myself that I'm normal, or at least as in, what normal means. I think that normal means people who maybe work and they have their household, and that they still would work out or whatsoever. Like, I don't know, but that's perhaps the normal life. I think I see the normal life maybe next door to me, so I think that's what a normal life looks like. That's my opinion. But that's just it. I think when you're not qualified in that kind of box, it's all different. And to me, it's like an accomplishment, like literally an accomplishment, to have like more than 3,000 subscribers already. And one can only imagine, or one can only hope, how far it will lead and even go further up. I don't know. But, for me, it's like already an accomplishment, and it's like, see, that's where it is. That's what I like to try and accomplish here, is that when you do have a low intelligence score, that you don't fully go ahead and put your curtains closed and just stay in the house away from the world and everything, because I mean, I know that at times you would even love to do something like that, because of course it's not easy. It's difficult. It's crazy. I can even go ahead and even add some examples to it, I think. So when you have people, and I've been going through that kind of a lot, I think. I don't know if I've been there 10 times or even more times. But the biggest example, which is one, and that one would be Eminem. So I've been there, you guys, where I've had so many times Eminem, and I definitely believe that only has to be like a fake account the whole time, over and over and over and over. But there's these times that there have been flirting towards me from Eminem accounts. It has happened that way, and what I'm trying to explain here is that, it can feel so and annoying, and it's so frustrating as well, because when you have that low intelligence score, then it's like, okay, but then you'll be put up to the spot, because it's like, it's like it's like it can never be real. Okay, just let me put it down that way. In earthly terms, things like these can never be supposedly real, right? And there it is, and there it goes. If you are someone who's having all of that, then it's like, you supposed to stick to the class that you're falling into. And that is what I'm trying to explain here, I guess. It's just, that's what it's like. That's how it works in earthly terms and by society and stuff. And I don't know if that is ever gonna be different or change, but I guess that's how it feels like, and that's how it mainly works. And it's just horrible. It's terrible, because you just wish that things like that don't happen, but they do, and it's so frustrating. And I don't know. I think that one thing always stands above everything, and that is just hoping that everything goes to God's plans, and that's all one can do, or one can be like, yeah, because in the end of the day, yeah, this whole thing is really difficult, complex, and all of that. And I don't know, but in a lot of ways, I can always be glad of how far I did personally come in my life, because there's a lot of things that I had to just go ahead and figure out for myself on how to do those kind of things and such. That's just how it is. And that stuff ain't easy, because knowing what you know it's like, yeah. But this is what I mean. I just hope that I can be that inspiration, that I can be that YouTube channel for people out there in a positive way, motivational and all of that, and be that inspiration to be like, no matter if you have that or not, a low intelligence score or whatever other disability, it's, don't let it stop you. Just try to keep going and try to reach for the top, I guess. That's all I can say, I think. And yeah, if you would know how my score looks like, you guys would probably even think like, oh my gosh. So I don't even know all the time if it tells everything, because we all need to realize when you make a test like that, it's like a moment in your life, if you haven't been really feeling well and the test would be that specific day or time, it totally influences everything, probably. But there's been one thing significant in my test score at that moment. It's like, are you someone who recognizes yourself in these results? And that is what they were mentioning. And I was like, yeah, unfortunately, yes. And so my low IQ score is probably there because of oxygen shortage during birth, like that's a complicated story, but that's what probably happened in my life. So and now it's like, it's kind of tough knowing that you're 33 years old and you're still thinking, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What can I do in this life? But then again, it's like I say always, someone else might be in a hospital bed or having some other circumstances where they have to deal with a lot as well. And so we'll never know. We'll never know who even wants to trade with you, because that's even possible, that there's people out there that would even like to trade with you, right? So maybe this video is almost looking somewhat the same way, or the same in that kind of way, like the life path number 7 video. But at the same time, I hope that it isn't entirely the same, because that's not the idea of this. But you guys, like I've mentioned before already, I just hope to make these instant premieres more and more and more, and hopefully that my YouTube channel rises and rises and rises, and like that would be amazing. So yeah, I hope so. I mean, who's to say to maybe reach 10,000 followers, as in subscribers or whatsoever, like it'd be amazing. I hope so. I hope I can only rise and rise and rise, and hopefully I will meet you in the instant premiere with the chat, and I really love to see you there then. And I hope so, man. I really do. And if not, then see you next time. Bye.